this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. 14 yards. Good for a Packer first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here we go.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 37-yard line.
60-yard.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Texans 14, Packers 7.
Ready? 10-2, sir.
It's been a long day for you. Watch tight end. Watch tight end.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Turn it up.
Off play action. Fitzgerald. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's the Wisconsin native and former Badger, J.J. Watt, in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Leo.
Don't let him breathe, defense. Kill.
Now.
Kill.
Hey, Haywood.
Watch 55. So don't say nothing. 55 is my guy. 55.
Let's go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Fitzgerald. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
41's coming. 41's the money.
Off the play fake. Fitzgerald. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
41's the mic. 41's the mic.
To try again after the sack. Fitzgerald trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Check 43.
And now it's Rosen looking. And his throw here's incomplete. Jordan Thomas, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Rosen going deep for Hopkins. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Down right around the 25. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And this time, Rosen will throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They come out here in the eye. They'll try to pound it in with Hill. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, Rosen flushed out right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Duke Johnson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Bryant's extra point up and good. And it's now 21-7. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, 79 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. Gostkowski the extra point, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
At the 25-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
And the Texans first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Rosen will throw. Screenplay, Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Now this throw caught left side. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 38-yard line. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year and the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like. Like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now it's Rosen. Steps away to his left. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Check, Mike 42. No, check.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rosen. It's complete to Hopkins. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. From the gun, it's Rosen. The quick slant caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are able to regain the lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This will be taken very short. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? This will be fielded at the 6. He spins free. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Go! Hey, Charlie!
Three buzz.
Hit it!
On first down, Fitzgerald open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
On first and 10, Fitzgerald going to throw deep for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25.
Go!
55, Mike. All right, here we go. Let's go.
Hard!
Hey, let's get there. Check.
Hey, Zoo! Go!
To throw again. Fitzgerald flush to his right. Touchdown, Packers! 25 yards for the touchdown as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point good by Gostkowski, and we are all tied at 28. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan showing you.
A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another first and 10. To throw is Rosen. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Thomas, the intended target.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time, and that's another great play to come away with the football.
Let's get it!
Now a first down carry by Jones. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Look at me, zipper.
Check the call, check the call. Slam, slam.
Jones. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Watch the backer, watch the backer.
Bravo.
41 Mike, 41 Mike. Here we go, here we go. Check it.
Bam. Let's go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fitzgerald. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 1.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down.
Alert 3. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
They'll go with Hill here on first down. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rosen. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, but now it'll be 3rd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down.
We got 4.
Here's Rosen to throw. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Duke Johnson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans have retaken the lead. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 32-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Hey, high 7.
41's the mic. 41's the mic.
Yes.
Mike 41. Mike 41.
Now.
From the gun, Fitzgerald. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Come on, set. 50, plant.
Hey, eat.
X3, 218, chopper.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Check 37.
Fine.
Operating from the gun, Fitzgerald. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
For a rookie first rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. From the gun, Fitzgerald. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Bernardrick McKinney muscled his way in for the sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, come on now, come on now.
On 2nd down, it's Hill. Space to maneuver at the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Watch the run, watch the run. Bang, 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 bang.
There's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. From midfield now, here's Rosen. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it out of the gun with Hill. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. He sees that the ball is moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And an alley to run. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big run there by Jones. 65 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
General West.
Check. Fresno. Watch the ship. Let's go.
This is Jones. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Ready.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Mike 55. Target.
Get.
He'll look to throw. It's Williams on the catch. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Let's go, baby.
Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And the catch made by Hopkins. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Now it's Rosen. He's got Fuller. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
18 on the play. And the Texans first down.
Mike. Hey.
Rosen to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only at